January 20th is finally here, guys. Today is UFC 220 from Boston, obviously headlined by Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou, and then the co-main event is going to be another barn burner with DC versus Volkan Ozdemir. So I really just wanted to give you guys my two picks on the co-main and the main event, just because this other undercard and the fights leading up to it, I'm really not too sure. There's a lot of guys that aren't on that level of superstardom yet. So either way, let's just get into it really quick. Let's start with the DC fight versus Ozdemir. I think that DC is going to win, probably by submission in one of these later rounds. He's done this to a lot of guys. His last couple wins were a rear naked choke against Anthony Johnson. He defeated Anderson Silva. And he was also beating up some other guys. As far as Volkan, he's kind of on a crazy streak here. If we look at some of his past fights, he defeated Ovince St. Preux, who's one of the top light heavyweights in the world. He beat him by decision. He also knocked out Misha Serkinov, who just lost again to Glover Teixeira. So I don't know how much weight that win holds. Either way, he did win it, and then he knocked out Jimmy Manuwa. But tonight, I think it's just going to be too much for him. DC's work rate, his overall strength, and wrestling is going to be too much. So I'm picking DC, guys. Now for the main event, we have Stipe versus Francis. Stipe, 17-2, is coming off of 5 straight knockouts over Dos Santos, Overeem, Verdum, Arlovsky, and Mark Hunt, which is, you know, the who's who in the heavyweight division for the past few years. He is a nasty guy. He's very strong. Got a stoic personality. He's going to remain calm in there, hopefully. Try to avoid the power early on for Francis, and then hopefully he can get I don't know how he's going to try to finish. I actually have Francis winning by knockout just because he's shown over the last few fights the raw power and strength, and his speed is way too much. I mean, during the face-offs when they first linked up and they were looking at each other, I thought that they were in 2 different weight classes. I mean, that's how Francis made Overeem look, and that's how he made Stipe look. So I think it is going to be a knockout by Francis Ngannou. I think it's a brand new era in the UFC. They are very hype about Francis. I am. A lot of people are, and I definitely see why. You guys will just have to tune back into the UFC 220 results, which I will probably post later on tonight after the fights. So I'll see you then, and remember to check out the channel later on tonight. Everybody have a good pay-per-view.